White House officials have decided to defy congressional subpoenas and were supposed to appear before congressional committees today to essentially give their depositions. But the Justice Department under the Trump administration has advised these individuals to avoid appearing and responding to the subpoenas. To give you some more details, John Eisenberg, the top lawyer at the National Security Council, was directed by Trump and the Justice Department's Office of Legal Counsel to stay away from his scheduled closed-door deposition, and that's according to a statement that was made public by Eisenberg's lawyer. Under these circumstances, Mr. Eisenberg has no other option that is consistent with his legal and ethical obligations except to follow the direction of his client and employer, the President of the United States. Accordingly, Mr. Eisenberg will not be appearing for a deposition at this time. Now, keep in mind, there's been several Trump administration officials who have given depositions, who have testified in these closed door hearings. However, some of these Trump administration officials have decided to take the advice of Donald Trump and the Justice Department and avoid appearing.
I like the use of the word ethical when they say that they are not going to show up. I think the ethics would determine that you would show up because it's obstruction of justice if you don't.
Right.
And when is someone going to just go after these people, find them in contempt of Congress, slap the cuffs on them and drag them in?
Do you think, do you think Democrats have it in them to do this?
It's a good question. I've often heard it said that the only thing worse than a Republican is a Democrat. They have some good ideas of holding him to justice. We'll have to see what happens. I think Nancy Pelosi has been very smart so far in the way she's advanced impeachment. And I think the public hearings are where you're going to really find out if anyone has anything. And at that point in time, I think some of these people will be compelled to come forward. And I think the telling of the tape will be this week if John Bolton testifies. He could end up being, the John Dean of this whole thing.
Well, the interesting and actually the funny thing about this administration is
there's something funny.
Yeah, well, not only does everyone in this administration have a lawyer, but now their lawyers have lawyers.
Right.
I mean, that has to be unprecedented, where everyone who works at the White House has a lawyer. Right?
Watergate was kind of like that too.
Yeah, once it got there, but not from the very start.
Yeah, that's right. You take the oath of office, here's my lawyer and here's his attorney.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that obviously, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? So if everyone is lawyering up and then the lawyers are lawyering up and they're like, we're not gonna go in that room, we're not gonna talk. And the other thing is this strategy of, okay, we're gonna make it about the procedure and try to get you to stop looking at the phone call, stop looking at the substance of the impeachment. Let's just get stuck into the procedure to try to discount the treason or whatever. Whatever ultimately the legal term is, but
obstruction of justice.
Obstruction of justice. But I'm talking about further. I'm talking about the making a deal with a foreign government against a U.S. presidential candidate.
That would be an abuse of power. I don't think it'll be a criminal. I think it's going to be a violation of his oath of office. Everyone treats it like it's a criminal proceeding, but the quid pro quo, that's for a criminal trial. This is just the abuse of office. Strictly speaking, the Democrats could say, look, the quid pro quo doesn't mean anything. What matters is the fact that you tried to make a deal with a foreign government and to, and I'm not going to curse, and then do something bad to your own government.
Right. Yeah, well, and I respect that, and I defer to you on that because you work at the White House and you understand the legal part of this.
I don't know about that anymore, but
well, no, but I'm just talking about to the person on the street, right?
Yeah.
Like the person on the street. It's like, what? The president's making a deal with another country against an American citizen?
Wrong. Right.
It's just wrong.
And you're right that they're focusing on the process, even though the Democrats have conducted this investigation lawfully. They haven't done anything out of the ordinary. In fact, when it comes to the closed door hearings, as we've talked about on the show before, what paved the way for these closed door hearings was what John Boehner pushed for and accomplished back in 2015 when they were conducting investigations into Hillary Clinton and the whole Benghazi mess. So this is their own doing, and they know they can't attack the substance because the substance is damning. I mean, you have various members of Trump's administration coming forward, testifying in these closed door hearings. We have their statements, Bill Taylor's statement, Lieutenant Colonel Vindman's statement,
President
Gordon
Trump's
Sondland's
statement.
President Trump's statement.
He was standing 5 feet away from me.
No, it was a very good phone call. It was a good. It was the best phone call ever.
Well, he's 5 feet away from me on the South Lawn taking questions and says, "Yeah, China, go ahead and do it."
That's right.
So I mean, he fessed up to it in front of me, and then I was told later that I didn't hear what I know I heard.
Exactly.
But the closed door hearings, to your point, haven't been closed door. The Democrat, there's been 50 Republicans in there.
Right.
Then you got that frat boy fascist, Matt Gaetz, storming the Bastille, reminding me of a scene out of Animal House. See if you can guess what I am now. I'm a zit, get it? I mean, that was his whole deal. Him and his troops go crashing there, and they were already allowed to be there. And finally, to the big point is, when you talk about attacking the process, it's an old lawyer's trick.
Yeah.
If you have the law in your favor, argue the law. If you have the facts in your favor, argue the facts. When you can't argue the law and you can't argue the facts, pound your fists on the table and act like you're a zit. That's exactly what they're doing.
And that's where the press, and this is where the press gets it. When they say that this is divided along party lines and stuff like, it's like, no, it's not party line. It's like right and wrong. It's like cover up versus truth. It's not party lines, right?
Versus fiction.
Versus,
That's what it is.
So again, this muddies the water, right? It muddies the coverage of this because this is what the Republicans love. And their base loves when you say, well, it's just Democrats attacking. It's just a witch hunt. It's just, and it's like, no, it's not that. But I think the media needs to get more into clarifying, like, no, this isn't just party lines. This is what's being done, and like you said, this is what's being said behind these closed doors, and so on.
Well, you're right, and we don't. The problem with the press isn't that we're not. The problem, honestly, with the press is sometimes I just don't think people are listening. I think they have picked their side. Look, we could always do our job better.
Let me just say, no, but there is this obsession in the press with being objective, right? And I think, as we've talked about before on the show,
objectively, he's lying.
Well, yeah, he is lying.
I mean, I'm as objective as I can be there. He's lying.
In an effort to be objective, though, I feel like various media organizations have invited dishonest actors to come on and defend Donald Trump.
I can't disagree with you there.
And unfortunately, look, I'm gonna keep it real. Pundits on the left are just not as good at fighting back against the lies that they tell in real time, right? So they'll have like some sheepish, Democratic strategist or whoever trying to give the Democrats' point of view, and then you have some guy steamrolling in favor of Trump, and it's really frustrating. Like, drawing these false equivalencies drives me nuts, and I think that it's really helping the Trump administration.
But that is also, I'm sorry.
No, the part of the problem there is that there's things that you have to understand. The reporters are there to ask the questions and to provide the information. What I think you're talking about is not the news, but the panel shows, which I'm on. And I understand, it makes good TV, but we need to, in some cases, perhaps vet these people a little bit better. And it does become a bit of a show. This is a show. This is, the news is, look, I asked the question, this was the answer. Here's the truth. And we do fact check him in real time often. And I've asked him to his face, why do you continue to lie to the American people?
Right.
And I get, the finger pointed at me, the stink face, and he goes nuts. But there's not a whole lot you can do about that except perhaps vet some of the guests. I talked to Kellyanne Conway, and honestly,
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
You're to be commended, but you said something. You used a word that they refused to use. Lie. He lied, and they're like, "Well, we can't say that.
Yeah, we can.
We can. But you do. No,
yes,
what I'm saying is you do. But so many. To your point, Anna, so many of them won't say that, and these panels, like you were talking about, like it's cast that way. Like that's why they're not inviting you. Like
well,
they're like,
to Cuomo's credit, he does invite me.
He does,
and the last time I was on, there was some
Chris
Trump
is a good
advisor.
Friend of mine. I like him.
Chris is great. No, he's great because even though I don't agree with him on some policies or even candidates in the Democratic election, a primary election, I do like the fact that he gives a progressive like me an opportunity to go up against some of these Trump advisors. The last time I was on, there was a Trump advisor who was just completely lying about the legality of the process of the impeachment process. And so, yeah.
Oh, don't worry, they lie about immigration too.
Well, of course they do. We have a story on that later.
You don't have to, like, you can end the sentence with "they lie." Period. That's it. If somebody from this administration tells me the sky is blue, I'm checking.
Yeah.
Because I have never met, look, I've been covering presidents since Reagan. I've been spun, I've been told it's none of my business, but I've never been routinely lied to on such a daily basis.
Right.
It's just frustrating, and it has nothing to do with politics. And as far as progressives go, look, I'll pick on them as much as I'll be, and I get upset with reporters who say, well, look, I don't vote because I want to be able to be fair. No, I vote.
Yeah.
And I'm not. And guess what? It's a secret ballot. You're never going to. And you may not even be able to guess who I would vote for. But the situation is we are there covering the president, and whoever is the president deserves strict scrutiny. That we hold truth to power, and we should do our jobs. We have over the years become. We put our heads down. We're going to go straight ahead. We're going to ask these questions. We're going to do it the way we've always done it. Donald Trump changed the rules, people. That's the difference. Donald Trump called us the enemy of the people.
Right.
We're not. We are the people. You look in that press room, and there's hundreds of people of all race, creeds, colors there asking questions. He creates an environment and creates an enemy. And you can there's really only one way to deal with a bully. You got to thump him back and let him know you're not taking it.
Well, that whole enemy of the people thing, it's the fact that his followers and so many believed it. You know what I mean?
Still do.
Like they believe,
and
like
still do.
When
because
your argument, when you give a whole argument, you lay it out, and then someone just says fake news. It's like what?
It's easy.
But that's become the argument, right? Just say, well, fake news.
Well,
and
he's
It's
very
very
good at
easy
three-word
to immediately dismiss evidence contrary to your preconceived notions, right? If someone just says fake news, all right, well, I don't have to think critically about the evidence that's been presented to me. Now, look, here's the issue. John Eisenberg, who just refused to comply with congressional subpoenas, is one of the individuals who is not only aware of the phone call, he's the one who made the decision to place the actual phone call, the transcript of the phone conversation between Donald Trump and Vladimir Zelensky in a top secret server. And so it is important to get his testimony. I would venture to say that despite what the White House wants, eventually he's probably gonna have to comply, but that's just me guessing. Let me give you some more information though on what's going on, because Eisenberg isn't the only individual who refused to comply. The Office of Legal Counsel deemed the subpoena invalid, and Paul Butler, who is Michael Ellis's lawyer, he is the deputy for Eisenberg, basically said, we've been instructed not to appear, so we're just not gonna appear. And so we'll see how this plays out. It really does depend on how Democrats respond to this.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.